How do you kind of prepare for their personnel, or is that really all that important? Do you even know what it's going to be?
Well, it is important to understand what personnel groupings are in, what type of plays they run out of different personnel groups. And, obviously the first game there's going to be some issues with that because you don't know exactly who's going to be in there. They'll give you a two deep, much like we will, but there can always be changes. But, every team that we study, we do try to understand their personnel and personnel groupings.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a feel which quarterback they're going to play, or both, or?
Well, it'll be Gauss, if that's how you pronounce it properly. That guy's a stud as far as running their system. We faced the other quarterback last year. They beat us here in overtime at home, so we'll prepare for both, and they're both excellent quarterbacks in my mind.
Safe to say what we see tomorrow with the depth charts, what's going to be going into?
Yeah, there's a couple guys that are still on the mend, but it looks like they'll be back. I've got one concern with one player, but other than that, I think we'll be a healthy team, and we'll release a depth chart, and we'll probably practice it accordingly that way next week.
Is you ready to declare a depth chart at punt returner yet?
Yeah, it'll be both Payne and Gaithright, and based on the situation, they'll both see the field, and we're comfortable with both of those, and they'll be backed up by Shaw. And kick return will be Autry, backed up by Payne and Jones.
Talk about today's practice.
Today's practice, it was based on a bunch of fundamentals, and then we got into the aspects as far as UNM. We just went over a bunch of the formations and, just had to get communication down and all stuff like that.
How are you preparing for New Mexico?
I'm basically preparing on, because they're such a running team, I'm preparing on just staying focused and being prepared for the play action passes that might come in late in the game. So I'm just watching certain formations that might, give away the pass, or what receivers do as far as routes and, things like that.
What's an interesting fact about one of your teammates that nobody knows?
I gotta say, Damian Payne, he's my roommate. He wake up every morning singing like slow songs, songs that he'll probably sing to a girl or something like that.
Talk about today's practice.
Today's practice basically was a lot of fundamentals, get ready for the upcoming game, and then we did like a lot of group work with the scouts, getting everything ready just for next week so it could be tip-top shape.
How are you preparing for New Mexico?
Well, we go against the scouts every day. We get our plays in, make sure we go against their coverages that we think they might run, just get a good game plan for the game.
Tell me an interesting fact about one of your teammates.
Jarrad. I'll tell you about Jarrad. Jarrad loves to get shakes very late at Sonic for some reason, and then he comes to practice the next day and takes a dump.